Good evening and salutations, my Days of Our Lives fans. So I thought this was a pretty good episode, despite the couple of hiccups that I had issues with of certain people doing certain things that just annoyed the hell out of me. Um, with that being said, let's start with John and Steve. So after some talking between them, we got Black Patch. That's the team. We got them back, and I thought that was pretty cool. I do like their relationship, their friendship. Um, friends like that you known for ever. It feels like, you know, like that's a very rare and special thing. When you know how somebody's gonna react, you know what's gonna make them laugh, what's gonna make them upset. That's the type of friendship that you know, like it's just an amazing thing, and it would suck, tragic, um, for that to go away between them. Now I get it from John's point of view. I do. From his point of view, Trip raped his was his niece or niece, his family member. So I get it. I'm not too sure where that line falls at, but my point is I get it. So I understand his anger towards Steve, and they talked, and this is when Steve was like, listen, I need help clearing his name, and he throws out a theory, and for the sake of friendship and because Marlena talked to him, John agrees with the condition of, well, if this doesn't go anywhere, you're gonna have to sit there and own up to it. Um, of course, Steve didn't, agree to that, but he just was like, I know it in my gut that he didn't do it, and their friendship is their friendship right now, which is in a surprisingly good space, considering both sides of this. Um, so that's cool. Okay, so let's go with Kate and Will. And I'm not gonna lie, part of me when I watched this, now I'm sitting thinking about it, was like, what was the point of those characters being there? Because like I felt like they were there for maybe 20 minutes, 15 the most, and then you didn't see them throughout the rest of the episode. Um, but with that being said, they talk about Allie and the rape and everything like that, and at one point Will was like, how about we just talk about something else? And Kate was like, no, we gotta sit there and talk about this because yada yada yada. And it was like, all right, Kate, whatever. Kate, I don't know about this character some days. I really don't. There's times where I like her. There's times where she surprises me. And then there's times like this that I'm just like, the hell is wrong with you? Um, at some point, they're talking about Trip and how, he got away with it and yada yada yada. And I'm like, okay, yeah, yeah, we get it. At some point, they see Trip because he's posting flyers to if if anyone's seen Ava, um, and Kate starts screaming and lunges at him and talking about you did it and yada yada yada, and I'm just like, oh my god, seriously, we're doing this again? Like, really? Aren't you supposed to be like the mayor's assistant? It's like, is this is really how you want to? Okay. And at some point she's all like, "Oh, you need to get out of Salem," and I was like, pretty sure this town doesn't belong to you. Pretty sure that's how it works. Is this whole town just it doesn't belong to you, you know? So like her saying that, I'm not gonna lie. When I first heard her say that, when I first heard her say that, I got so angry that I wound up throwing my phone like on the bed, like just like slammed it. I was just like, ugh. That's not how I did it, but like I was really angry because I was like, how? In my head, I was like, how dare you? And I get it. That's her granddaughter, or yeah, her granddaughter. And so I get it, but you know, again, it was just like, lady, calm down. This isn't your town. You know, Will tries to jump in, and he's all like, you know, the more you lie, the more guilty you look, and you know, then he's all like, you know, just make sure you stay away from my family. I was like, bro, are we really gonna keep score? How many times did your family come over to trips and constantly threaten him, literally, like, versus him coming over to like your family? Like, you really want to sit there and play that game? Okay. Um, and I'm not gonna lie, that was wow. At that point, they left, and well, we didn't see him again. So I guess there was a silver lining to that. Honestly, tell you the truth, I'm not gonna lie. What the hell is the point of Will coming back? Okay, he's back. He's not back with Sunny, but he's back. And what has he done as far as adding to the show? I mean, yeah, he made out with Allie. Okay, that's cool. And he's talking to Kate. I guess fine. She doesn't need to be alone talking and singing by herself. But like, what are you doing? I feel like he's being a guest on his own show, or like a show that he's a part of. It's weird. Um. Anyway, like I said, you didn't see him again, so yeah. Now let's talk about this other annoying part, because why not? So at some point, Allie Smith, they're talking to Marlena, and they get a knock at the door, and it's Lucas. Now Lucas comes in, and Lucas pretty much tells them, you know, what did he try to do to Trip? And you know, Marlena's like, "What are you doing? Why would you do something like that?" You know, she's like, you know, upset with him. Allie seems like she's kind of upset with him a little bit, but she's not really saying much. She does this thing which is like, and it's like, I'm trying not to curse, but I'm like, can you actually use your words other than this body language thing that you're doing? But sure, whatever. This is your thing, and heaven help everyone else. So she's not really saying much, and then Lucas, you know, I don't hold on. Yeah, so you know, Lucas is you know, saying what he did and everything like that. Marlene seems like she's kind of disapproving. And then Lucas is like, "Well, you didn't say anything. Like, did you come down on Allie when she tried to threaten Trip with a gun?" I was like, "Bro, you just threw your own daughter under the bus. Are you are you serious?" And then he realized, he's like, "Oh wait, you didn't know about that. Oops." And then at some point, Lucas is like, "Well, I want to sit there and just, I'm so proud of you for taking matters in your own hands and just getting justice for yourself. You're just like your mother." And I'm like, I got so much issues with that whole paragraph that you just said. I don't even know where to begin. I think at some point Marlena actually pointed out, well, prison would have been an option. And this is when Luke is like, "Yeah, well, nothing happened, so and everything's all good." And at some point, Marlena's like, "Well, I can understand why she did that. Just to scare him. Just to scare him to confessing." I'm like, this is, once again, I want to sit there and point out the reason why Allie is such a train wreck. Why she is the mess of a woman that she is because the people around her either praises her for her terrible behavior, they make excuses for her terrible behavior and her decisions, or they were doing what they were doing before she came into town, just letting a party and just doing whatever and waking up late and just kind of not getting the job and not really caring. This is the reason why she is the train wreck that she is. So, yeah, Lucas, Sam, Sammy, and pretty much everyone else that's involved that is involved with this woman, you're the reason why she is such a moron. So, awesome. Um, what else? Somewhere along this conversation, I think they both kind of, Allie and, well, not so much as Allie, but Lucas for praising her on her doing something that can possibly get her, arrested for a very long time. They both kind of realized like what they did was wrong, and yeah, I don't even remember the rest of that scene because I was just like, she's a train wreck of a woman because you idiots. Now let's get to my favorite part. My second favorite part. Always loved the John and Steve scenes because it's like the great dynamic duo. Um, but this is Charlie, Ava, and Claire. I'm not gonna lie, there's certain parts of this scene that I'm just like, I don't even know what to say. So at some point, Claire convinces Charlie to open the door, even after he's all like, "Oh, I'm sick," and she's like, "Oh, I'm not afraid of a little cold." I was like, I know if somebody said that they were sick, I probably would just go home. But sure, sweetheart, you do you. Um, and then at some point, Charlie moves Ava into the other room, I guess into his room. And for whatever odd reason, she can't scream or be loud, even though she has it. I know the gag is around her mouth, but I feel like she should still be able to yell and scream. But whatever. Plot. So Ava's stashed in this room, and Charlie and Claire talking. Claire gives Charlie his present. His present is a shirt. I'm like, okay, so let me get this straight. This guy who has probably like an entry level job went out his way to probably spend a large sum of money on concert tickets, and you give him a shirt. I'm pretty sure this chick is rich. Okay? I don't understand. Your grandfather's rich, so she's rich. Or she has a lot of money. You gonna sit there and tell me that the best she can do is give this guy a shirt? Now I get it. This guy is a scumbag because of what he did. And I'm not gonna get into a list of reasons of what he really deserves. But my point is, because she doesn't know that, that's the best you can sit there and do is give this man a shirt. So at some point, you know, she asks him to put on the shirt, to try on the shirt and stuff like that. And then I feel like this is a start of a porn scene. Let's just be honest about that. And, she pretty much, wants to do the devil's tango. Charlie's like, well, I really don't want to get you sick. And Claire's like, oh, that's so sweet. You're such a good guy. I'm not gonna lie. When she kept on saying, every time she kept on saying that he was a good guy, I like just chuckled. I really was like, I'm sorry, I'm supposed to take this scene seriously, because I'm like, sweetheart, if you only knew what he did to your cousin, I just. So at some point, she convinces him to. Well, he convinces her to leave. This is after there was some sort of mysterious. Because Ava kicked some vase over, and Claire was like, "Oh, what is that?" And Charlie's like, "Oh, it's just the heat, and it's just new pipes and everything like that." And I'm really feeling sick. I'm just not feeling so good. And this is even after Claire's like, "Are you sure that like we good? Cause I felt like we were blowing me off before, and you seem really tense now. But you're good? Okay. All right. Bye." I just blame that just on her just being vapid, which is it's fine for now. I want to sit there and really emphasize that even though this actress portrays her as a bit vapid, the last actress portrayed her as a 12-year-old girl. And I know that she was a lot older, but I was like, every time that she talked, every sentence that came out of her mouth, I felt like it was an 8th grader talking. So, kudos to this woman who is playing Claire. With that being said, Claire leaves, and then, Charlie brings out Ava into the living room again. Which I don't really know why. Like, bro, you could have just talked, whatever. So he brings her out, and he's like, well, because Claire keeps me to saying I'm a good guy, I just can't kill you. Now, after Claire left, and he was all breathing for a sign of relief or whatever, I was like, well, Charlie, you know what you have to do now. I mean, obviously you got to kill Ava. I mean, I don't know how you managed to pull that off, but, Ava got to go. And the minute he was like, well, since Claire's sister thinks that I'm a good guy, I can't now, I can't worry, I can't now kill you. And I was like, that's exactly what you can do. That's what you should do. What are you doing? What do you mean you're not gonna? But then he's like, well, what am I gonna do with you? I get it for plot reasons and whatever reasons that the plot deserves. We're not gonna kill her because Tamara Bay and they want to see more of her and cool. Logically, I'm like, there's no reason why she should still be breathing, bro. You dodged a hail of bullets. And you're just like, nah, I'm just gonna keep this going. Okay, sure. And I was gonna sit there and say that's pretty much about it. What I forgot to mention before was that, and I think I forgot to mention that, is that Steve convinced John that Trip can have a brother or whatever that, he doesn't know about. And that's the reason why, the test came back with his DNA because he, can possibly share DNA with someone else. And at some point, Steve goes to Ava's place and sees Trip and he informs him, listen, John is going to sit there and help me out. And we got a new theory that, could possibly clear you. Now, he didn't say what that is. Maybe he'll say it tomorrow. Maybe he won't. But I guess we'll just wait and see. Like I said, this episode was actually good despite the hiccups that I mentioned earlier of Kate being Kate, and Will just wondering what the hell he's doing. And, Lucas for praising her daughter on practically going to jail after she did something that she couldn't take back. Now, I gotta sit there and say before I go, I was watching some clips of like classic days. Lucas has been around, like as far as his character, has been around for a long time. There's a scene, a Christmas scene, of Lucas and Sammy. And young Will, he's opening up presents and stuff like that. And I got to finish watching it, but I was just like, Jesus Christ. And I know this is probably 2001 or 2002, maybe even 1998. But I'm just like, how long has this guy been on this show? This is amazing. I have to sit there and say that's amazing because I know a lot of times these people will leave and they'll try to do other things and it doesn't work out. And then it's just like, see, this is why you should have stayed. You had a really good job and you decided to quit because, whatever odd reasons you decide to do that. And now we're stuck with a person that we don't really like as much as you. And you don't really have a job anymore. So was it worth it? Anyway, thank you for listening to my rant. Let me know what you thought of this episode. Did you like it? Did you not like it? By the way, tomorrow, I have a dentist appointment. And most likely I'm probably gonna be fine, and I'll probably like the Novocaine and whatever pain I have will wear off in set hours, and I'll do my review. But I just want to point that out because again, dentists and my whole thing is like I want to um hope for the best, prepare for the worst. Because it's the dentist, and yeah. But with that being said, I just want to let people know about that because it may be delayed a little bit if I'm not into super pain, which I hope I'm not. Have a good day, good night. Thank you for watching. Be safe. I will catch everyone in the next review.